Hey friends, I hope you can hear me. Let me see. Let me make sure my mic is working here. Can you guys hear me? Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing. See, it says hello, hello. Can you guys hear me? Hopefully. Let me see. Yep. Okay. I can hear myself on Instagram. So just making sure. Welcome, welcome. Oh, thanks, Terry. Good afternoon. No, or we could say good morning. I don't know what it's afternoon here where I am. And Bailey had to be here. All right. Say hi, Bailey. All right. So, how is everybody? I am excited to be here. We are going to be doing a painting project today. Let me see if I can remember how to do this. I can share my screen. Let's see. I want to show you the picture. All right, where are you? All right, here it comes. So this is the picture that we're going to be making an art piece with. Okay, so yeah. So that's what we'll be using. I guess I'll put that back up. Just this. I want to switch though. Let's see. How do I get? Let's do this one. Hold that. No, this one. It's bigger than I wanted, but that's okay. That's okay. So Bailey's here with us. And I am going. Sorry, it is afternoon. Your YouTube upcoming still displays 10 a.m. Oh, no. Okay. Thanks for telling me that, Terry. I will look into that. Don't didn't realize that. So okay. That's good to know. Good to know. Let's see. All right. I'm not sure if this is where I want to be, but I guess that's fine. All right, I am going to share my live to Facebook and then we will get going. As I've mentioned before, if you'd like to help me out starting on a volunteer basis, and oh yeah, it does say Mondays at 10. My bad. All right, well, I gotta change that picture. Ha! All the little things you have to do. I totally forgot to do that. I apologize. All right. So I wanted to show comments on the screen, but yes, I will fix that, Terry. Thanks for letting me know. All right, let's switch cameras and we will go down to the table. You can see Bailey on my lap. There we go. Likewise. So this is my practice run of it. And it actually opens. La, la, la. So fun. All right. So that's what we're making today. So you can get out your journal. You can get out, I don't know, whatever. Whatever you need. I'm going to get my pretty paper out of here. You are going to need wish this would make the picture smaller. Not sure why it's doing it that way. Okay. Huh. It does not. Nope. All right, I guess that's the best one, or this one. No, that doesn't even show it. Oh. All right. All right. So there we go. So you'll need a journal or some watercolor paper or some mixed media paper. Need your watercolors, scrap paper, of course. You will need a cutting pad. You will need some X-Acto knives, pencil, some paint markers, a black pen, paint brushes of various sizes. As you can see, I dropped water on my painting earlier. Oh well. All right, so, and an extra piece of paper that you can cut your window from. So I'm going to start out. This is just a little tiny watercolor pad I have, and decided this was a good size for my window. So this pad is from Bria Reese, and it is 105 pounds, acid-free watercolor paper pad, 3.5 by 5. So rip off a little tab on top. And that's okay. It got a little messy on here. So I like to trim so that from the tab, there's like a little perforated line there. So I like to trim that off. So the first step is to take your 3.5 by 5 paper. Okay. And I'm going to move mine up so I can cover over some of these water splotches maybe. Oh, I don't know if that'll work. I can cover them with the washi tape later. That's the other thing you'll need is some washi tape. So trace over the 3.5 by 5 paper, or at least around, to make your window size. Okay. There we go. So then you want to tape it off. And this tape is not for staying. This is for painting. So sometimes I reuse my tape until it doesn't stick anymore, or it lets paint through, that kind of thing. So if you look, that third window. So the first one I did, I think I'm going to stick with it. I liked how I did the first one. The picture, I will give you guys the link. So let's see, where is that? Is from Unsplash. And it's by a guy named Magnus. So this is allowed to be copied. I'm going to put the link here. There you go. If you want to pull it up yourself, Unsplash is one of the places that you can, it's taking a little bit to post, use an error code. Something happened with posting it to Facebook. I apologize if that didn't work for you guys. Oh well. I will try and get over there later and share it with you guys. But if you go to Unsplash and put in Magnus Osberg, you should be able to find this. Anyway, so I taped it off because the top of the window, as you can see, is a very pale color. So this tape is extra long. Don't need it that long, but it is. From other projects, I just stick them on the side of my desk and just grab them when I need them, but I make sure that the watercolor sometimes still leaks underneath, but it's not a perfect, but I hold on to the tape until I have to get rid of it. So there's that. All right. So you're going to start with doing a wash. Okay. And we're just going to do a wash up here at our top window. So it's going to be a wet on wet wash, and we're going to make the sky. So very, very pale. So virtually you just take some very light blue and just add a lot of water to it. My water's already a little bit brown, so it's picking that up too. So there we go. It's our first wash. Okay. And then I'll maybe add a dab of bluish there. Looked a little brown to me, even though it is. Oh, I went outside. Oh, well. All right. That's a little darker than I wanted, but that's okay. And then there is like right here, there's like a pond. Do that. Need some blue as well. Can be a little more blue. So, and then, so then you need to get, I had done this earlier, but don't forget to activate your watercolors. I was painting earlier, so I didn't necessarily have to do that right now, but here we go. Activating my watercolors. I need to pull up Instagram again. I closed it looking for, there we are. Hi friends, do you ever use external program to do the live? Yes, Made to Travel Kevin, yes, I am. I'm actually using StreamYard. So thank you for asking. Yeah, so there's our pond. Now, I activated my watercolors. So once again, get some greens. I think it has a little bit more of a, yeah. So I just mixed a couple different greens together. Once again, you don't want it too heavy, more like a wash. I'm gonna go through and wet some of my paper. Just, I found it helpful last time too. I kind of drew where I wanted my tree, like just kind of little bit here and there, just so I know not to color those areas green because they need to be yellow. And with watercolor, you can't layer that easily, but we can fix some of that too with using the paint pens and regular paint later. If I feel like it doesn't, oh, I was going to wet it. Oh, well, it's working fine. If you feel like it doesn't look right. So as you can see, I very faintly drew lines where I want my yellow, so I don't go painting over that. It's okay if it gets dark in spots or goes over the lines, just so I have an idea of where I want it. So later we'll paint a mountain going up there. So I wanted to be able to separate the sky first so I can really get that in. I think I can remove the tape. Oh, I put these on top. It did leak through a little, but that's okay. All right. And then I can add in our mountain there, as you can see up top vaguely in the background. So And then we got to add in some more sky a little bit. So washing off the green a little, and now adding more of our sky in. Trying to smooth out that color. It becomes one, but I'm having trouble with that, and that's okay. We're going to add a lot of leaves and everything, so we won't need to worry about that later. So we've got our grass and our sky now in our lake. Okay. So next, I want to add a base of yellow down here. Okay. This is going to get a couple different layers, so it's not crucial that it's perfect or anything. Just remember, we want to do light to dark with watercolor. So this yellow cannot really go on top of other things in watercolor, and it's okay if it's not perfectly in the lines. They're just there to guide you. So, but this kind of fills the tree in for us. Now I could have used masking fluid or something, and all the little trees that are in the background and stuff, I could have masked those out, but you can also go back with acrylic markers and work on that too. So I found that to work really well, because you want to go in and do all those details. So now we've got our yellow background there for our leaves. And we will give that a moment to dry, and we will switch over to our cutting while we wait for that to dry. So now I got to remember, I did, I can stop sharing here for a moment so you can fully see me, maybe. There we go. So remember, I said it's 3.5 by 5. It's slightly smaller than 5, but on my other window, I did a wider top, like so. If you look back here, and then the middle's really thin. See? So I am going to do 1/2 inch all around the outside. So you'll need a ruler, measure out 1/2 inch, and then draw my lines very lightly. We are going to go back and paint this later. Don't totally need to fully worry about it, yes, or that it needs to be perfect or anything like that. There we go. Now you can erase those crossover lines. All right, now we got to measure the middle. So now the middle's at 3 inches. I mean, the width is 3 inches, so the middle is going to be 1/2. So I'm going to go on either side of that to draw my middle. That's a bigger middle than I want, I think. Let's see. So I'll bring it in a little. Just 1/8 of an inch on either side. So there you go. That's our first. So I measured wrong on my first window. So this is the correction of that. And then now I'm going to measure the middle of this part of the window, and it's 4 and let's see, 1/8, 2/8, 3/8. So it's 4 and 3/8. So that's going to make it 2 and where's the middle? 2.5. Looks like that might be right. Yep. So, and we'll do that again, just a 1/4 inch on either side. And then draw the lines. All right, so this is where the X-Acto knives come in handy. Get your knife. If you have a dog on your lap, be very careful. Hopefully my dog won't move. She doesn't normally, so we should be okay. I'm cutting away from her and myself. And you just need to cut out the panes of the window, so we're just cutting out the panes where the glass would be, okay? And if it's not perfect, that's okay. So always be careful when you're using tools like this. Put away from yourself. Wear protective glasses, and I'm sure I will find something to do with these. I kept them from the last one too. The first time I did it without the ruler, but I wanted to be more precise this time. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're just going for ish. Thank you, Peter Reynolds, for that expression. All right. That is not cut right. So when you get this little, it does move on you, so be careful. What are you all working on this week? What projects do you have on your table. So I'm finding the line and putting my knife there, and then and you don't have to do this part. You can certainly just paint the fall scene. This is because I was in a group doing, and the prompt was window view. So that's where this came from. You'll get to see that posting tomorrow. Good morning, Roberta. Good to see you. Or hope that this finds you well, friend. Roberta and Paula and my friends over at Instagram. What are you all working on? And just be careful you don't cut your window, that you don't have the panes anymore. Thought I had cut that. Okay, there's our window. All right, not perfect, but that's okay. Doesn't have to be. It's hard to cut. Some of the excess. Okay. Not perfect, but life is not perfect, right? And then you will need a scrap piece of paper or scrap spot or something to paint your window. So we're painting it brown. So nope, it's got too much black in it. Let's get some more brown in there. So this way I can just put it on the window. And I wouldn't worry about making your window too perfect because, you know, at least for me, I'm thinking of it as an old window. So, see so many fun friends joining me. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate it. Your support means so much. We got more friends today than we did last week. Yay! So fun. All right. I got that done. And then that needs to dry now. So move that out of the way. All right. So this is, if you're new, oh, I cannot tell how wonky my windows would be. Modern Ram shackle. Is it a style? Yeah, go for it. I think it's a style. And Roberta's been crocheting. So fun. So here's my window that we're working on. You could paint the other side too if you want. But if you don't want to make a 3D version, you can skip that as well. Yep, look at that. Yep. Well, that tape's probably on its last leg. All right. So We've got that. Now, I just made this project today. I think I remember how to do it. Everything's falling out of my book. No. Right, my binder or notebook. All right. So this is what we're working on. All right. So our next step is to start adding in some texture. Oh, I love with a kitty or something peeking out the window. That would be awesome, Terry. Can totally do that. I can add that in too if you'd like. When we get to that would be a detail I'd add and add. I like the peekaboo shutters too. That's fun. Ooh, can probably make it with the extra paper. Oh, look at you. You're giving me all kinds of ideas, Terry. Very fun. Okay. But we got to get here first. All right. So you want to go with a smaller type brush. So I've been using flat. So I did this one for the big areas. Okay. And then this is the next size, which I did a lot of the leaves, and this one with leaves with. So, so you want to start with some yellow-esque textured leaves. So I really liked this golden yellow up here. So go back. And I just was doing this to try and kind of give it some texture. Oh, I'll bring our picture back up so you can see where we're at. All right. So the light is coming from this way. So everything kind of this direction is brighter. But I'm also going to add some of these yellow leaves all over because they're still yellow, and I added orange. And this is up to you. Like whatever you want to do. You don't have to, the image is just a reference. So you don't have to use the image. You can if you want. So I've tried adding some of this yellow throughout. Like there's like a yellow tree here. So it just kind of gives you a feeling of it. I made my lake bigger this time. So just kind of gives you a feeling of it versus we'll go back and add more with the with other kinds of brushes. So I'll come back and add more yellow later. So now we're going to move on to like the reddish brown for the leaves. So I took some like mahogany and some burnt ember and mixed it in with the red up here. Give us like a reddish burnt leaf kind of thing. And I'm just add some more water to it. So it's not super dark, but I'm just kind of tapping it all over to make leaves. That's lighter than I want. It's only a little bit over here, not much, mostly over here. Now we can go and add, got some olive green going here. I'm gonna make some trees. I think I'm gonna go with the smaller brush now. was my scrap paper, not my paper towel. All right. Go with a smaller brush now. Just make it easier to make these little trees. And we're just kind of making ish shapes, tree shapes. Doesn't necessarily have to be an actual looking tree, but there's lots of them around here. And the sun's shining through them. I had too much lake going on. So there's some bushes along here. Looks like there's another tree, green tree over here. Yep, and that's all we're doing is kind of just adding in things as we go along. So on the mountain, there's some kind of just, it's so far away, it's harder to see as much detail. And then the mountain kind of has some trees growing along it. So kind of just add in some trees, things sticking up on the side of the mountain. So yeah, so at this point, this is just playing and you don't have to follow the example or the picture. I want to make my grass a little darker in spots. I'm just kind of doing a dry brush of whatever's on my brush. That's fine. I just wanted it to look a little scratchy scratchy. Yeah, so and then we got this red orange going on that I mixed earlier. I just took some red and some orange and some yellow and I mixed it together to add a little more variety in the color. There is some orange in there, and then we'll go back through with black, my paint pen and stuff. I'll add some yellows out here, just kind of, and then some oranges out there. So it gives the feeling of fall, but not necessarily, you know, because we're going for ish here. Add some orange along here. Yeah. Orange throughout here. Remember, we're going to take our window later and put it over top. So it's going to get, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be beautiful. It just has to be ish. Right, friends? I had so much fun with this project. Okay, so we're going to let that dry here. It's almost dry. Because we're going to start in with our paint pens and stuff here in a sec. But I'll take this and I'm going to add to it. So let's see. I have my white paint on here because my white paint pens are just a disaster. So the light, I'm just adding in a little and from the direction the light's coming in. So when I place it down, it looks like the light's coming in that way. That. I'll need that again later. And then I'm also adding in a little bit of black. So dabs of it along the edges, just to give it a little more of a older feel. It's Bailey. You can hear her. So yeah, so there's our window. And let that go back to drying. And I'll pull this back up. And I'm going to get my heat gun. Bailey might jump down now. Sorry, you have to hear that. All right, hopefully that's dry enough. we can add in some of our fun details. All right, so I found that, where's my black paint pen? Not this one. Here's my scrap paper. Always have some fun scrap paper. Now we're going to just add in some things that look like branches to give the tree some oomph. Remember, just do this gently. Don't go heavy with it. Do thin black lines. You just want to go for a feeling of trees, a feeling of branches, not truly branches. So this tree, I'm going to give it a little bit there. I'm going to put some trees down here. This tree, give it some body, right? Just giving some, this is, I think, so I'm just along the horizon, giving some impressions of things standing up on the side of the mountain. I'm just doing kind of a scritchy scratch. Same thing along the water here, just some scritchy scratches. And then you can pull out some white as well and add some similar idea. But I'll go back to this in a sec after I put. So this acrylic pen has, can you hear me now? You're slowly painting. You remember the, okay. Bunch of messages here. Sorry. Oh, I love, let's see. Just remember the old flip, pull, spin books. So much fun. We did not appreciate all of the work that went into making them. No, we did not. Roberta says, I'm also slowly painting a mailbox. I keep changing my mind on what to paint on it, so it's taking me a bit. That's understandable. Can't hear it till you speak. Okay. I hope you can hear me. I'm assuming you can. Oh, you couldn't hear it until I started speaking. Oh, okay. That's good to know. So this is a acrylic pen, but it has a brush tip on it, and it has a round tip. Or bullet tip. I prefer the brush, but I found if I lay it on its side, it kind of gives like a leaf shape. Okay. So now I'm going in and making some more bolder, more leaf-like looking things with my brush pen. So giving it a little more life here. Yeah, we could even have the leaves coming in the window or something if I wanted. So I'm just kind of haphazardly, I have no real plan here, going around, pushing my pen down, just creating leaves. No exact method, no, oh, you have to do it this way. I'm just kind of seeing where I put branches and adding some leaves. So there's yellow. And then I also did it with this orange. Not really. This now, though, doesn't have, this is a regular paint pen. So I have to kind of, I just make like an ovally kind of shape with points. So, and fill it in, go side. I just go boop, boop, and fill it in. Boop, boop, fill it in. So nothing too perfect or special. Just adding in some leaves, or you can do it like that, however you want. Remember, this just needs to look ish. Doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be a real leaf shape. Just ish. This is an impressionist painting. I really love impressionist art. That's probably one of my favorite time periods. So more focused on color and that kind of stuff right now. And I'll just do some dots of orange all over, and Bailey's moving. It's kind of hard to, so it feels like it's kind of out there as well. I should have done that with the yellow too. That's what the bullet tip's for. It's little dots of yellow. I'm gonna do some more of the sun kind of streaking through the trees there. A little bit on the pond. So there you go. Yeah. And now I didn't have a brush tip in the red I wanted, so same thing. Making more leaves with this like mauve color. So it's a mixed media piece, friends. I'm glad you couldn't hear the heat gun there. That's good to know. Bailey keeps moving. She can't make up her mind here. Just like the other, I'm just putting some of this all around. Give the impression of leaves, the impression of grass, the impression of fall. It helps spread the color all throughout the picture to do that. And last time I liked taking the little bit of white paint and with a bunch of water, kind of have a little bit of white paint on my scrap here. And a bunch of water. I'm giving kind of this, I don't know, wispy cloud kind of thing. So it's a combo of acrylic water paints right now. I want to do this corner whiter. All right. So, yeah. Surprisingly, I can really hear Bailey moving around them. Oh, well, that's good to know. All right. Now I got to dry it again. Let me get my watercolors out of the way here. I have only so much room on my desk, right? And just make sure we dry this the rest of the way. All right. So now we can take our tape off. So not perfect. The paper's a little messy, but that's okay. It's my art journal, right? But pretty easy to there we go. Reproduce if you need to. And then I also took this color and my ruler. And before you put the window on, I traced around my painting with brown instead of black, just so it didn't a little less harsh. And I guess if you wanted to, you could cut this out of your art journal all cleaned up. Because mine's not. But then, up to you. So then you can take your window. And what I had done is, wrong washi tape. Where is the one I was using? Oh no. And it was so perfect for this. It's white, green, and gold. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah. Stop sharing my screen there so you can see. So there could be all kinds of ways that you attach it. I just attached it with washi tape. But you certainly could do something different. I just did the very edge of it with washi tape. Didn't get it underneath enough. See? And then I took the washi tape and just went around the rest of the window. But you certainly could do shutters, do a cat. This is just washi tape, Roberta, that you can just get at Goodwill or something. Japanese washi tape or something they call it. So it's like not as sticky as regular tape, if that makes sense. So what we could do is we could create a little cat here, looking out the window, sitting on something. So just very basic kind of shape. So kind of a half oval and a circle, and then some ears, and then we'll create a tail there. And then you can cut that out. And we're almost out of time and almost done here, friends. So thanks for joining me today. If you're not in my Facebook group, please join and share what you've created. I'd love to see what you've created with today's live, if you have a chance. We had fun at our paint and sip this weekend, so thank you to the ladies that came out and painted with me. Next month, October 18th, we will be painting pumpkins at my Cafe Buzz. So come join us. There's our little kitty. And we will paint him black. So it looks like he's looking out the window, and then we'll glue him in. Or tape him. Yeah, glue him probably. So I just have him on top of the paper I cut him from. Make it easier to paint him and go over the edges if I need to. Now, glue. I had tacky glue earlier. What did I do? There it is. Oh no! I lost my cat. Where'd he go? He fell off my finger. Oh, he got smushed. How'd that happen? I don't know. Washi tape is everything. I have a hinge that broke off a pill bottle. Flip top. I taped it with. Oh, that's so cool, Terry. Wow, yeah. I have a whole cart of hanging off my cart one of those crafting carts. All kinds of washi tape. So I love this stuff. It's great for all kinds of stuff. But, oh, I think I glued my cat wrong. Ah, I should have glued the bottom of them. Oh, silly me. Let me wipe some of this glue off. All right, we'll wipe them off. It doesn't stick to our painting because I want to stick them to the window. I think I'm going to stick them over there. Maybe. I think just across the bottom. And then we'll be done, folks. Trouble getting it to come out, though. There we go. And he'll need to dry off, but yep. I'll wipe off this excess glue. Alrighty. Aw, the kitty this time. That's so cute to add that in. So, and the washi tape covered over some of my spills on my paper. But this would be super cute in a frame or, yeah, I can't wait to see, Terry, if you add shutters and stuff, how that looks. But there you go, folks. Thanks so much for joining in. Let me switch cameras here and say goodbye. Thanks, friends, for joining in. And that kitty cat looks so cute. Thank you, Terry. I really appreciate your compliment. Yeah. So, thank you, Roberta. So yeah, so here's my first one that I did earlier. And then the one I just did with you guys. I like the add in that little kitty. Maybe I think I like the window a little thicker, but I can go add a little kitty to that. But I like the scene on this one's a little lighter. But yeah. And that's what we have, folks. Next week, let's see. Do I remember what we're doing next week? Off the top of my head, I don't. But I think it might be create this journal with me. It's either that or a jewelry project. But anyways, so excited to have gotten to spend so much time with so many of you today. Thanks for joining in. Thanks for your love and your support. And I will see you next week, 1 o'clock. I need to change that. But yeah, thanks everybody. You're awesome. And I'll see you next